Well, I think these kind of networks are important because it allows people to learn from each other, from experiences the others have had at various times, and to bring people together who have wrestled with similar problems at another time gives ideas that might be implemented that were useful for people to improve their situation, their practices, and the way that they practice journalism. Well, I think for the EU, the real role for the European Union and the Commission is to try to find a way to bring stability and democracy to more countries. It's good to have countries surrounding the EU have good, stable relations. It's good to have countries anywhere in the world have democracy. And so I think what happens by providing training programs, by providing support for networks to improve democratic institutions such as the press, makes an important contribution to the kind of democratization of the world. Well, I think the main challenges today are to continue the activity. The most difficult thing in the world is first to have a revolutionary movement appear that says we want something different, we're going to change the way we live. The next most difficult thing is now what do we do? And that now what we do is a difficult question to answer because it involves history, it involves culture, it involves all kinds of social institutions that are in place in a country, and each has to find their own path at that point. And so it will emerge slowly, much as Central and Eastern European nations change slowly over the years, and some will move more rapidly than others. But it is good that the process has started. Yes, I mean the how is a very important part, and it has to take into account what is in place in the country, what the values of the country are, what institutions need to be changed or altered to accommodate that, and that differs in every location. Well, I think that to the participants, I would say, listen to and talk to those people who have gone through processes of transformation. It is one thing to be able to find out the idealized processes from, say, well-developed democracies, but it is often more useful to talk to people that have been somewhere along that path, that have been moving ahead of you. And while the goals may be the same, the processes are more attuned to those people that have previously wrestled with these issues, and you will find out things you want to do, things you don't want to do, where to look for the problems that are going to occur, and perhaps some better ideas of how to handle them. Well, I think some of the challenges that I see when I look at them is that in many cases, many of the large media institutions are now no longer necessarily directly attached to government, but are often in the hands of oligarchs or others that are using them for personal political purposes, sometimes for economic purposes, and that may in fact impede their use for democratic purposes. And so they're wrestling in many countries with that very issue, and how do you move beyond that, or how do you create other institutions that allow the democratic voices to be heard.